Hey everybody, Horseman here, and today I'm going to be bringing to you some more Torchlight 3, and specifically I'm going to be discussing the PTR, the public test realm that has been launched for
You can't
players
test that.
who were part of the early access. And in doing so, we have access to the newly announced endgame, which is of course still in its infancy, and there's still much things to work out. But the state of the game that was released not too long ago has pointed out some of the issues that need to be addressed, and the Discord server has definitely addressed a lot of the issues that players are seeing during their play tests. So real quick, I'm going to turn down some of the volume. All right. What we're seeing here is I have a Railmaster who is level 51. I am on the painful difficulty level, so I decided to ramp it up 3 notches. And the reason why I am so high is because what they did was they have the end game cheater. So basically, because of PTR, you started brand new with a whole new character. They enabled this so that way you can get a head start into the end game stuff and start participating in the content. So like I said, there's not a whole lot right now, but it is an interesting way of doing things. So if you're wondering what it is, which I'm sure if you clicked on this, that is exactly what it is, you're going to be given the option to build this little sofa, Farzir's Dungeon. Okay, it's a nice little play on words there. So doing so summons the genie, and it's essentially a never-ending rifting type of system where you select the level, because right now I'm 4. Previously, I had already done 1 through 3, and then you get to a checkpoint, and so now I have a permanent debuff or challenge assigned automatically, and that's what these cards are. You get to select one. So in this case, the buff would be Lifebound, Scroll Lucky, Infamous, Champions and Bosses provide double fame, which is the one that I like the most, and Relic cooldown minus 50%. But then you also have to look at the debuffs that are going to be present on this map. So we have Angered Ancestors, pursued by Unstoppable Spirit, whose attacks curse you, which sounds awful. Explosive barrels throughout the environment, that sounds fun, and 50% to all monster damage. So I'm going to be choosing this one. And like I said, this is a fun way of doing riffs. Now, what I have yet to see is what the actual end goal is. Like, for instance, during the seasons, we have in Diablo 3, we have that ability to get on a leaderboard and whatnot. And that is really the driving factor of really trying to get as far as you can. Now, I am to understand that the more challenge levels that you complete, the greater the rewards, of course. But again, I really haven't seen what they will ultimately lead to. Other than just the sheer challenge of doing it, and the challenge levels, from what I understand, are going to be visible to other players, and things like that. Bragging rights, I guess. One thing I do like, and this is a silly thing to like, is I like the things that the Farseer Dungeon actually says. He says a lot of kind of really kooky things, and it's fun. Get a sip of tea, and let's do this. So I did decide to run with the Railmaster. There was a whole bunch of new changes, which I so far enjoy. And there's also going to be a new feature coming out where we are no longer going to have a quest to choose what relic we decide upon. So, in other words, we can't build one, use it for a bit, build another, equip it. During the character creation, will be choosing one, and that's kind of what happened to me with this character. I wasn't able to choose. I was just given one, and it wasn't the ideal choice for me because I was given the electrode, and I mean, it was okay, but I've never been a real big fan of how it works. So I will say though, the Railmaster's train has gotten significantly stronger, which is great. It feels more powerful. It feels a lot more useful than it did previously. So I really do enjoy it. Drop rates right now are insane, by the way. So don't let what this PTR is showing you be an indication as far as what drops are going to look like later on. My train needs to come down here, man. Let's go, dude. I don't know, lagging or what? Once I complete this, I can show you what happens. You get to move on, and if you die, by the way, that's it. That is it. The train should be following me. Let's go. You don't get to res. You just automatically go back to your fort, and you get to try again. But if you're on card, ooh, got something. Oh, cool. Looks like a focus. If you are on card, let's see, I'm on 4 now, 5 or 6. If you die, you start right back in the beginning of that checkpoint. So that's one thing to consider. The idea is to see how long you can survive and how many checkpoints you can make it to. I would like to see if at some point in time we get, depending on how high of a rank that we get some new fort cosmetics. I think would be great, because that way we can show off just how far we've delved into this. All right, so I got Doom Pipe. Mortar car, flamethrower car always gains their endurance bonus and does not spend endurance. That is fancy. I like that. You'll notice that in this build I do not have my relic active skill equipped, just because I felt that it was better to have more than one melee skill, and considering what the abilities that I do have, I felt that it was also prudent to go ahead and keep my basic attack. That will likely end up changing later on down the road, but when you're just kind of given the keys to do everything and just unlock it, this is what felt the best for me right now. That barrel debuff wasn't much of a debuff. Just for grins. Oh. How about we not stand in fire? Your health is low. Nowhere. You are overloaded. Yep. There we go. Money. Your life is slipping away. So the point here is not necessarily to fill up a bar and eventually summon the boss. We just got to get through the map and then get to the boss that way. This is also a good way to get those items in order to make I guess they're consumables to feed into the decorations in your fort that can give you extra bonuses. In this case, it's the goblin little fire orbs. Those will, feeding them into the decoration will give you fire armor or fire resistance. The more you level it up, the more resistance you get. for the sake of the PTR, which is a different thing than the early access, I did not build that particular thing. I probably should. Oh, duh. How many times am I going to do it before I finally realize? Where is my pet? Dude, come back.
Your pet has returned.
I have noticed that my pet likes to run away a lot more than usual at these higher levels. That's for sure. The dude just can't stay alive. And I don't necessarily need him to fight for me. I would like to have him to dump my stuff into. Go for them red God rays. Come on, I need those red God rays.
You are overloaded.
Okay. I hope I didn't have to go up. Wouldn't think so. Oh, and I got the red God rays. Are you kidding me?
Have no worries. Death is not the end. You can continue to throw yourself against
Oh, what is that? Oh, that's frustrating. Man. Just exploded. No idea why, just exploded. And of course, don't get the item. So that's just lovely.
Your pet is back.
Well, now you get the chance to see your highest challenge level is now challenge 3. That's great.
Oh, so tough.
So tough, yeah. There we go. There we go. Take care of the boss real quick. That way. Alright. Outstanding. So now the highest challenge I've done is level 4. And unfortunately the gear is not that great. The gear that was promised is kind of crappy. But at least I got a brown and white owl. Anything good? Oh, got a cool sword. Let's check that out. Stormblade. Does more damage. Basic attack, call down a lightning strike as opposed to cast any cooldown skill, gain a shock charge. Alright, let's play with this one for a little while. Okay. Alright, so then we go back to the Farseer dungeon. It says challenge 4 is complete, and then you get to move on to the next one. And eventually, when you finish this off, there will be a boss in this last one, as you can see with the icon in the middle. Get some extra bonuses, and things are great. I'll show you what that is when I get there. Okay, so I have just completed the challenges here, as you're gonna about to see. Challenge 7 cleared, which was the boss fight. I did not want to show the boss fight or how that is chosen, only because there was some potential spoil. Okay, no, there wasn't potential. There was spoilers there. So basically, what it is that they challenge you up against bosses that you've defeated throughout the story, and I did not want to show those because of spoilers. So with that being said, Challenge 7 has been cleared, the boss has been defeated, didn't get very much good loot, but what it did is that challenge rules 8 through 11, Berserking, 40% chance that monsters' damage, attack, and move speed increase at half health. Yay. So what's going to happen now is that for 8 through 11, this is going to be an underlying debuff that will be applied to every challenge level that I then decide to go into. But you can see that most of the individual challenges are relatively the same, and with a couple of differences here and there. Of course, it's always nice to get that bonus gear luck. For those who like to live life on the edge, you can get those life-bound scroll lucks, but from what I have found is that those life-bound scrolls don't necessarily apply to your legendary equipment, so I don't really understand the appeal at a certain point. I don't have any on my person, so I can't really show you how that works. So what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to take an item, and it's going to make it a certain percentage more powerful than it was before. And but with that being said, it then becomes life-bound, which means that if you die, it goes bye-bye. So for those who love to play hardcore, you may as well just beef the crap out of everything that you equip. However, I have found through my play experience that being able to life-bound legendary equipment is not possible. And to be honest, the bonuses that you get from legendary equipment far exceeds the bonuses that you get from life-binding any type of blue item. So I really wish that I could show you, but I don't have any of those items. So it is what it is. Maybe for a different video. But for fun, let's go ahead and check out my contract. Since I defeated the boss, I can gain some fame. And this is what you're going to expect. Now, you're probably not going to be gaining 4 levels at a time like I just did. I have noticed that the fame levels have ramped up quite considerably. And it's nice because this is where you get these rare map work bags, which with this system in play, I don't see how these map works are going to be useful in any capacity. It is definitely more fun and more rewarding to get to do these challenges than it is to do the individual map works. How this works is you go into your inventory. In this case, I got a legendary mapworks bag. I open it up, and it's going to put it in my stash. No. Go back in there, open that up, and it's going to give me 3 different maps. Gold Rush Blazing, Gold Rush Venomous, and Harvest Voltaic map. And then I simply click on it, and that allows me to go into this map, much like a Rift in Diablo 3, where you must meet certain requirements and eventually find a boss. Also, just like Farzir's Dungeon, except there's no actually added challenge, there's no actual added bonus to your map other than what is actually displayed right here. So in this case, for the one that I opened, I'm not sure, I wasn't paying attention to what it was exactly, but Harvest will take map, 100% a chance for bonus wood, stone, and metal from harvesting. So if I find any harvesting nodes in there, then I'm going to get double the bonus. And that, I'm sorry, I'm just going to get bonus. It doesn't actually tell me what that bonus is. So, and that's all fine and good. But again, the maps aren't going to be as rewarding. Now, you may want to do this for the sake of harvesting things instead of going through the story areas. But if you're just going to go harvest, then honestly, the story areas are going to be more rewarding because there's a bunch more nodes and everything that's in there is pretty easy to kill. So, and you're going to be completely and utterly OP, so you don't have to worry about that kind of challenge. Anyway. So with that being said, that's all I wanted to show you. This is what we have so far. I know that some folks are going to say, well, that's not a lot. And you know what? You're right. It's not really a lot. I will definitely say that there is much more to be desired. But at the same time, though, I mean, I would love for this to, to continue and say, hey, I've been able to delve this far into Farseer's dungeon, and I would definitely like to see more bonuses per checkpoint, like something that you can display in your fort would probably be more promising than what it is that we get. I mean, as you saw, there was no extra bonus, but again, this is still PTR. And with that being said, a PTR in an early access game. So, with that being said, there's likely going to be enough player feedback to warrant an extra bonus, some extra motivation to want to proceed deeper into these dungeons and to continue playing the game. So, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your feedback because I am in the Discord and I also am fairly active in there and I like to provide feedback in there. So if you come up with something, please put it in the comment section below. Or you can also go to Steam, drop $30, get into early access, get into the PTR, and provide that input and try it out for yourself. That option is always there. I understand that sometimes it's easier to work out these things through somebody else, so that's what I'm here for. So if you did like this video, throw it a like, and until next time, Horseman out.